Brought to you in part by Monadnock Flooring and Decorating, offering quality sales, service, and installation for over 35 years on Production Avenue next to Subaru of Keene. Hey everybody, welcome to A Culinary Journey. I'm Luca Paris, and on today's Culinary Journey, we're going to journey to duck and blueberry land. Well, somewhat. I have a great friend of mine who's a chef and a doctor down in Florida who gave me some incredible sausage, duck blueberry sausage, and we're going to be doing a couple of accompaniments for it. I want to take like an apricot mostarda. We're going to cook that down, like almost like a chutney. We're going to put that together. We're going to take some red onions, balsamic, caramelize all that together, give that some natural sweetness and yumminess. We'll serve that with it also. And then I'm going to do a take on, it's an interesting take. Chicken, sausage, peppers, potatoes. Scarpiello was the original concept of this. It's a chicken and sausage recipe with peppers. But we're going to really take his sausage, some great chicken, amazing sweet potato, and put together a wonderful chicken dish I know you'll love. So this is our muse, the duck sausage with the blueberries, thanks to Dr. Michael Fenster. And the show and your culinary journey start now. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. I am going to be making some fun stuff with duck. We have to get right to it because there's a lot of components to this dish. It's a lot of fun, but we definitely get to jump on this. So let's start with our mostarda, which will be our apricot mostarda, which is think chutney. We're going to cook it down. We're going to give it a little bit of vinegar flavor, a little bit of sweetness, and then the dry apricots are going to be there. And I said we're going to start with that, but really I want to blanch off our sausage. You can cook sausage a couple of ways. Now what I'm doing is taking it in water. We're going to blanch them off, take some of the fat out, and or you could go right to the pan like I've done before in shows, and that way you're gonna have a lot more of that juiciness and what have you. But I want to get some of that fat out, and there's not a lot of fat in the duck sausage, but I just want to blanch it down so it's easier to handle, and you'll see what it's going to look like when we're done. So let's start there. We have our duck sausage working. Over here we're going to do our mostarda, and this is what we need. We'll just need a little bit of a shallot to start the whole process. And when you're cooking down a chutney, basically what you're doing is taking any type of fruit and cooking it down, getting some sweetness out of it, breaking it down, and using dried fruits, you're rehydrating them at the same time, and then breaking them down to almost like a spread that makes a great jam jelly. So mostarda needs, mostarda in Italian really just means mustard. So why it's called that? We had a little bit of spice to it with some mustard seed. So first we're going to get some shallots in this pan with a little bit of water. Oh, we need some water. We're not actually sauteing or cooking down these ingredients or sweating them. We're just kind of boiling them down until they make a lot of flavor. We're going to add the mustard seeds. Now this is a dry mustard seeds. We're going to rehydrate a little bit, add a lot of flavor, and then that's going to cook down into there. And now we're going to chop up our dry apricots. Dry apricots just by themselves, just a great dessert. If you want to just have this, chop it over some ice cream, reconstitute it with some brandy, throw it in a salad. They're great for salads. When they cook down in the mostarda, they also have a ton of flavor, and they're really going to give a different feel to what we're doing. Now I'm going to add a little bit of orange juice to our mix too, sweetness as well as more liquid that's going to cook down, and all this will come together. So right in there right now we have our shallots, we have a little bit of mustard seed. We could spice it up as much as we want. I don't want to make it too spicy. I want to keep it nice and kind of level. The mustard will give it a nice little flavor, but I don't want to overdo it. We'll just stop right there because then we'll make a small amount for right now. And what's great about it, if you do make a large amount of the mostarda or any type of chutney, that's something you could store for a long time. So we'll add a little bit of honey, because that's just some great flavor. And local honey is always the best honey. Some salt and pepper. And I mentioned just a little bit of orange juice. All right, this is going to cook down. Actually looks like a portion for one, but it's going to be perfect for what we need today. All right, that's one accompaniment to what we're doing. Cover this up, let that cook down, that's ready to go. Our sausage is basically ready. All I'm really doing is, like I said, blanching it off. I'm just kind of cooking the outside just a little bit. It plumps up nicely, it tightens up, and it's great for us to do anything we want with it. So let me get those out of there. So we're 2 down, right? We have our sausage, and we have the mostarda cooking. And what we're going to do with this later is we're going to pan-sear these so they get a nice caramelization on them, and they're going to go great with the rest of our dish. All right. The gentleman who makes this, Michael, is incredible. He's a chef and a doctor, and he's all about healthy cooking, but he's all about good cooking. It's not about, hey, you can't eat this, can't eat that. It's about what you can eat and how exciting that can be. All right, so let's move this over here. We'll use this later. What I'm going to need right here is I want to start my onion cooking down too. So those are 2 main components, and then we'll start getting, later on in the show, we'll get ready for our, I keep calling it a saltimbocca, our Scarpiello, and you're going to love the way that comes out. So I'm just going to cut pretty much julienne slices of the onion. It's already on the side. Now, it's pretty much like a quick pickle, okay? Escabeche quick pickle. We're going to use that later on. These I'm going to caramelize with a little bit of balsamic and some wine. So what I want to do is get that nice and hot, get a little oil, and we'll turn that down, and we'll start the process of these cooking down. Add a little bit of salt to that, and you'll see what we're going to do with that with the balsamic to add to it. Again, a little more honey. We're going to make it nice and sweet. It's just going to go really well with the duck sausage. So we have our mostarda, which is cooking down nice and slow, and it's going to really come together. We have our onions that are cooking. We've blanched off our sausage. When we come back, we're going to get our chicken get started, and we'll put together our accompaniments a little bit even closer to being done. You're going to love these dishes. You're going to love that sausage. You can't go wrong. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. So we have a lot going on this show. It's all surrounding this duck sausage. It's absolutely incredible with the blueberry. What I'm doing is we've just boiled the sausage just for a little bit, kind of blanched it, kind of tightened it up, and now I'm just going to put it in the pan and we're going to start searing it off, get some real nice caramelization on it. Over here, we got 2 things. I got my apricot mostarda working. Let me turn you down again. Where are you? If I only learn which ones to use on this, I'll be better at this show. There it is. All right, we'll turn that down a little bit. I have my onions working on this side. I'm going to put a little bit of honey for that help with that little caramelization. And then I'm going to do a balsamic glaze to it. The Roland balsamic glaze, usually great for finishing. But I found that when you caramelize with it at the end of something, you'll get just a natural, even sweeter finish. And it kind of like cheats along the caramelization. But we don't. Here at this point, I just want to shut it off and let the onions sit in there, and they're going to cook in there beautifully, and they're going to go great with our sausage. So that's just going to finish off, take it off the heat, and that's ready to go. All right, so we have our onions, mostarda. That's going to be for a separate dish. And then while the sausage is cooking, what I want to start getting together is a really nice Scarpiello. Now, Scarpiello is a chicken dish that we've done here on the show before. I've done it with chicken thighs. Numerous different ways, but the idea is peppers, potatoes, chicken, sausage. Those items there, we add a little bit of lemon and some rosemary, and that kind of brings it all together. Now with really nice chicken breasts like I have here, we left the skin on, and I put a little sage underneath. We'll start with that, and then what we're going to do is take the sausage, and then we'll use sweet potatoes instead of regular potatoes, and then just regular red peppers. I'm not going to add too much spice to this. Maybe some green peppercorn to add to kind of like bring it all together. So that's where we're going with this dish. It's going to be really interesting. All right, so we'll start off with oil in our pan. We don't need a lot because we're using the breast of the chicken, and that has a little bit of natural fat. By adding some salt to the top of it and pepper and seasoning, we're going to kind of pull out that fat to it when we put it in the oil. So let's make sure this gets nice and hot. Let's go over here and check out our sausage. I wonder where my tongs went. They're somewhere in this kitchen. Usually ask my, do you guys know? Look at that, he knows. He just points to them. This is why I have an audience, so they can tell me where everything is. You all passed. There you go. All right, so let's turn this over. Keep this down a little bit. There we go. I'll start searing off the sausage. There we go. Nice. Give it a couple of pokes because we want to get that juice out of there. That's what my mom always made me do. Poke the sausages. I just go, why not just leave it all in there? It's so good and yummy. So anyway, we got that. Let's get our chicken in our pan. We start searing that. Now really, I took this right off the full chicken. You could have them, you could purchase them like that. It has a wing bone on, skin still on. You can put stuff underneath the skin. The skin will act as a way of giving more flavor to the chicken. Now, if you don't want to eat it later, that's fine, the skin itself, but it does add more flavor to what you're doing. So I like putting it on there. Now that I flipped one side over, I'm going to season the other side, right? There you go. Let me take my mostarda off of here and put it over the side and let that cook down. There you go. Bring it over here. All right, let's sear the chicken off a little bit. While that's searing, I'm going to cut my peppers into here. Get them ready. And again, I'm just using a little bit of red pepper for the chicken. Oh, I got to remember to turn that on. There you go. Red pepper and sweet potato is going to be in this. If you've ever had Scarpiello before, it's usually, again, one of those poor peasant dishes that people would have. And it's just great flavors. And it just does everything you want it to for a food dish. And by marrying it with the duck sausage, you're going to absolutely love this. All right? So let's get about that much on the sweet potato. We're not going to boil or cook down the sweet potato any other way except for cooking it in the pan with the chicken and the sausage, because we're going to get nice thin slices. And if you've watched my show before, I like doing that. What I do by doing that is I don't have any issues with losing a lot of the flavor from the sweet potato boiled in water or however you do it. These thin slices are going to cook down perfectly right for the dish. All right? Flip over our chicken. Now, this is where I add my sweet potatoes. And I'm just going to lie them down there underneath the chicken. They're going to cook. So what we need to do here is the sweet potatoes need to cook down, the chicken needs to cook down, the sausage is working. We get all our other parts of this dish together. When we come back, the next step in the evolution of our Scarpiello with incredible duck sausage is happening right now. So don't go away. You're going to absolutely love it. All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. So listen, I'm making chicken Scarpiello with sweet potatoes, peppers, and the world's greatest duck and blueberry sausage added to the mix. So in here I have the chicken cooking away, sweet potatoes, the peppers. We're going to add a little bit of wine to this mixture. Right? We're going to add a whole sprig of rosemary. It's going to give us a lot of flavor. And chicken stock. And we're just going to let this braise down together. All right? And the only other thing I want to give this is a little bit of lemon juice, because no matter what, Scarpiello needs lemon. Chicken loves lemon. So instead of just squeezing in the lemon juice, we're going to put whole lemon in there, turn this up a little bit, and let that braise down. And when we're ready to end the show, that'll be ready. Over here we got our sausage cooking down. Oh, Dr. Mike, man, you are the best. We've already had people in the audience try it out, this sausage. What did you guys think about that sausage? Okay, that's applause. There you go. So, yeah, we absolutely loved your sausage. So now here is the finished rendition of our apricot mostarda cooked down. A little bit of sweetness, a little bit of spice, a lot of great flavors right there waiting for us. We're going to have our onions with the duck as well. So we have a lot of good stuff going on there. Now, while this chicken cooks down and the Scarpiello, oh, the last thing I want to add to that, some green peppercorns. Because when we make this sauce, when it cooks down that sauce, it's going to have just so much more flavor. While this chicken cooks down and the sausage is cooking, let's see how that looks on the inside. Let's see, we'll get one of these. I'll show you what I'd like to plate for, like if you just wanted an appetizer, a sausage appetizer, right, and you wanted to have some different flavors going with it, here's what I'm thinking we should do. We take a couple of small plates and we cut up his sausage. Oh yeah, ooh, that's hot. Should let it rest a little bit, but it's too exciting. I want to eat it all right now. All right, we'll cut up the sausage. We will take two things. We'll take our caramelized onions, which basically I caramelized with a little honey, the Roland balsamic glaze. Right? Oh man, that just really yummy sweetness of them. It's just going to be incredible to go against the sausage. And this you could find on some fine dining restaurant menu, and it really didn't take us too long. We had simple ingredients, great flavors, and it's all about finding good ingredients and just doing some exciting things with them. And this makes a great little sausage appetizer for wherever you go. All right, look at that. That's absolutely beautiful. Put a little bit more of the mostarda on top, just as a finish. And then that's one. I'll make another one for myself in a second. But that's our first dish. The second dish, when we're taking the sausage and adding it to the chicken, it's going to be absolutely incredible. So we're going to let this cook down. I'm going to have a bite of this. Maybe finish this off with a touch of olive oil. Guess what's on my menu tonight at the restaurant? It's duck sausage with blueberry, apricot mostarda, and balsamic caramelized red onions. Check this out. When we come back, we'll put this dish together, and you're going to have a blast. So don't go away. Hey everybody, welcome back. Let's finish up our Scarpiello, right? And so what I did is I took the sausage, I cut it in pieces, put it in here. I have my sweet potatoes that were cooking down nicely in my lemon-infused, rosemary-infused chicken stock with white wine. This is a great dish. I just love all these flavors. Now, you know, we played off the sweetness that the sausage already had. We have the chicken that was cooked in here. Put that over the sweet potato. And then you're going to just capture all the flavors and greatness of the sausage. I absolutely love. So we've done it a couple of different ways. We've done the sausage as an appetizer and as an accompaniment to our dish here. Some red peppers to go along with that. I love the way this is going to come out. The green peppercorns in here are going to give us a little bit of a bite, but not too much. And we'll just pour our juice over the top to get us a little bit more flavor. So that's a nice little take on a Scarpiello, thanks to Michael's sausage that he made with the duck and the blueberries. And then we have the appetizer we did there too. Just great flavors, easy to make. Just experience. I mean, not experience, experiment. Have some fun. You get something different like this duck sausage. There's so many different ways you can play with it. Put it in a wrap, put it in something. Some great ideas out there. Just have fun with it. And that's what we did today. So thank you, Doc Mike, for some great sausage to work with on the show. I hope you enjoyed these recipes. And I'll see you on our next culinary journey. Brought to you in part by Monadnock Flooring and Decorating, offering quality sales, service, and installation for over 35 years on Production Avenue next to Subaru of Keene.